Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we finally have a name for episode 2. I am your host, Manny, with my other co-host, Troy. Would you like to tell them the name of the podcast?
Yes, so we have a brand new name for our podcast. We promised we were going to work on it, and work on it we did. We are the Baseline FaceTime Podcast.
Now, Troy, go into that. What does that really mean?
So what does that really mean? Baseline FaceTime, originally, for me, it comes from a song. Lil Wayne song called Kobe Bryant, way back in the day. Way back in the day. I don't know how old that song is.
As a Kobe Bryant fan, I've never listened to that song.
Really? Old song. Very old song. But in that song, there's a lyric that goes, baseline FaceTime, tongue out like 2-3. So like Jordan put his tongue out. So Kobe, it's about Kobe. Baseline FaceTime is like meaning Kobe drives baseline and dunks on someone.
Which is
so kind of like a poster, kind of like something like that. But we're just gonna roll with that, and we went with it. And we like it because it gives a little insight into what we're going to talk about, which a lot of what we're going to talk about is basketball, of course. And, you get FaceTime with us, right? I get FaceTime with you, at least.
Yeah, man. Plus, with FaceTime, I feel like the audience will feel like they're in the room with us.
Yeah.
That is the key to any successful podcast. Like, it's to include you guys more so than anything. Because if you're in the room and feel like you're having a discussion with us, that makes us succeed at our job. And basically, we love what we do. Like, we've chosen to do this more so than anything. Yeah. I mean, we were ecstatic for episode 1 to have, we have 70 views so far. It's been up for 2 days and 6 likes. Nothing compared to Joe Rogan or anything, but that's the beginning stages to anything that is going to be successful, and we're happy that we're doing it. So don't forget to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe, because that really means the world to us as content creators. That really helps us out a lot and lets us know that you're liking it and you're engaged.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff. You want me to tell you what they are? Let me tell you what they are as subscribers. I have a name for them.
Okay, what's their name?
Here? So their name as a subscriber, if you subscribe to the Baseline FaceTime Podcast. It really does have a nice ring to it. I like saying it. Mm-hmm. And the Baseline FaceTime Podcast, if you subscribe, you are known as a baseliner.
A baseliner.
So you're not a subscriber, you're a baseliner.
All right.
I like that.
I can see that on some hoodies and some merch later on down
That's
the
right.
road. That's going to be sick, dude.
That's the dream.
So the baseliners out there, that's your name now. And you know what? When you subscribe, you're a baseliner now.
That's right. Exciting stuff, and we're excited to announce that. We've even got some new equipment. We've got a new setup, and it's just going to continue to improve. And so it's exciting. Mm-hmm. It's, I'm happy about it.
The amount of time that we're going to put into this is absurd to me, considering we have not made $1 or anything. And again, it's not about money. It's just about being cool content creators. But it's going to be a decent amount. Yeah. If we're going to do it, why wouldn't you want the best for your audience? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because right now, we were filming the audio off of a MacBook. That MacBook, right?
Yep.
And now we have a better microphone. So hopefully it is better. It's a $65. How much did you spend on it?
I want to say. No, I'm just kidding. It was like $70.
$70?
Yeah,
that's not that bad. It's close to $100. I'm buying the same mic next week, so hopefully we could have 2, and it'll be a lot easier.
Exactly.
You got a new MacBook over there. You got it from your job. It was hand me down. But hey man, whatever helps this setup go along smoother, I'm all for it.
That's right. So we've got some interesting topics for us today, and we're gonna start with the one I'm most excited about.
Which one is that one?
I hate to break it to you, but I'm very excited to hear this because I have not heard this story.
Did you make a pun there? Did you try that on break it there?
No, I did not.
Okay.
You'll see why that's funny in a minute. So, Manny, tell me, tell them, tell me especially because I haven't heard. But you sent me a picture the other day.
Yes, I did.
Of your car.
Yes.
Your car was not in the best shape. Your car is a beautiful car, but it was not looking beautiful the other day. Tell me what happened.
So the whole story, for those of you though that are just getting to know me, because we're really letting our personalities really come out through the podcast. I'm a car guy. I like cars. I saw Cars when I was the movie from Pixar.
Yeah.
I was intrigued by cars. Played Need for Speed, Hot Pursuit, Need for Speed Most Wanted growing up. But I never thought I could really own a really nice car. That's just how I thought. I didn't think I would ever be in a position where I could afford one. And then my dad's transmission went out on his car. We had 2 cars, but now we're back down to 1. So we're transmission's pretty expensive, so now what do we do now? So well, I guess we're going to have to go car shopping. So for me, Dodge, it was a dealership on 112. We're from New York. Shout out to 112, that street. I love that. I go up and down it all the time for no reason whatsoever because Wendy's is there. Anyone that doesn't know me and Troy, we love Wendy's. I love a Dave's Double. This man loves the Biggie Bag.
Of course.
No idea why.
Can't go wrong.
No, dude, I don't like the Biggie Bag. I feel like you're not getting too much. I feel like you're not... not enough. But it is $5, so I'll give you that.
Bang for your buck. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. But basically, I finally got a car. I like muscle cars mainly. So I got a 2016 Dodge Challenger. It's amazing. It's a fantastic blue color. It's not like a tacky blue or a common blue. It's something that's really unique. And I've never really seen Challengers in that color.
That's true.
So that what made me entice me to buy it more so than ever. And then eventually one night, I was going to go see a friend at work. She was working late. I picked up my other friend too. She was pretty tired. I've been up for about close to 42 hours. I didn't really get much sleep, maybe like 2 hours in between. So I'm exhausted. Mm-hmm. I should have kept that into consideration. It was raining previously, so the ground is pretty wet. So we went to go see my friend, and unfortunately, for whatever reason, my back wheels locked up. And that's frightening, because like I've done drifting before and been perfectly fine. I've drifted in tight corners, open corners. When your back wheels locked up, it's a different beast for anyone who's ever done drifting. And keep in mind, Dodge Challengers, muscle cars, they're made for straightaways. Mm-hmm. They're made for drag strips. That's what they're made for. They're not made for turning like that, but you can do it. You just have to be really good or avoid tipping over because they're 2 tons. They're very heavy. So that was frightening because I had to dodge 3 poles and I dodged 2 cars. But pole number 4, not so damn lucky. Luckily I didn't. I knew because I've been in previous accidents before with my Nissan that don't go straight on. Try to aim or get it to the side because you're gonna avoid the engine bay and avoid any key parts like hitting your transmission or like any other key things. So I took out a headlight, the front body of the passenger side was completely smushed in. But other than that, my suspension was pretty messed up. 3 wheels are messed up, and most importantly, me and the other passenger were okay. So that's all I'm concerned about, and not the $12,000 that my insurance is paying for. Just FYI.
Yikes. Yeah, that is the most important thing. Glad you're okay. Glad you're here. And, pull number 4, not the lucky one. But,
no, not at all.
Interesting. So
I do have the handicap sign from it still in my car.
No way.
I do, and we're going to hang it up on the wall.
Nice. That'll be a nice addition to our set.
Yeah.
Something else interesting, I think, over this past week, right? You ordered your very first DoorDash.
Yeah, man. The reason I want to talk about that, shout out to DoorDash, man. You guys are a different breed.
Shout out to you Dashers from the Baseliners.
Yeah, man. Because, like, I work security, so I'm positioned at a spot I have to be there all the time, and I work 12.5-hour shifts. So I'm there from 6 to 6:30 p.m. So 6 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. So I can't move. I'm just there. So I guard the door. So I figured I can't go out to lunch break. Why not bring lunch to me? Mm-hmm. I've had people around me DoorDash, or not, but I've never seen like the setup screen or anything like that, or how to do it. Very interesting. And I've ordered twice. So like not that much, but what I've liked from it so far is pretty good. What I didn't like was I got a rude ass driver. He made me come out, leave my post. I'm like, bro, I told you in the instructions I can't leave my post. I'm at work. Bring it to me. He's like, nah. I was like, fair enough, Rona's going on, so I'll let him go. I gave him 1 star though. And an item was missing. I almost forgot.
You gave him 1 star?
I gave him 1 star because the item was missing, and I got attitude.
It's
fair enough, right?
Fair enough.
Because I got Wendy's the second time when I got the attitude, and guess what? A bacon eater breakfast was missing. That's the main thing I ordered.
You've not. So why are you shouting out DoorDash if you've had bad luck?
Because the first time I was surprised as all hell. First time I got it was from this nice little deli by my work. We live on Long Island. Where I'm stationed, it's pretty close to, I guess, certain type of exits. It was called Exit 42 Deli. Shout out them because they had some good breakfast, and they saved me one day because I was hungry. I didn't pack anything. I didn't do anything. I'm like, you know what? Let's just DoorDash some food right now. I don't care. I'm hungry. What do you get when you DoorDash, or when do you DoorDash? Because I'm curious.
So, I'm not a huge DoorDasher. I've definitely done my fair share. And my favorite place, like locally, is the Village Idiot Pub down in Patchogue. Fire, everything. Everything there's good. Phenomenal. I've dashed that quite a few times.
Can I be real with you? Village Idiot, no disrespect if you guys see this, but you guys are kind of average. I don't see anything special about Village Idiot. They're disco fries, though. I will say that, though. I do like those.
He's wrong. He's wrong. Village Idiot is elite. And we're going to move on because there's nothing further to discuss on that.
Maybe it's because I only went there one time. I only went there one time.
You might have messed up.
Yeah. You went to the one in Patchogue, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I went to that one too. I wasn't. Maybe it's that. I don't know. Maybe it was my service. I don't know. I went there one time. I'll try it again.
Great food, man.
Well, how about this? We'll DoorDash Village Idiot for the next episode, and we'll try it.
Yeah.
I'm down.
That's fine.
People are going to have... It's going to turn into a mukbang, and not really a podcast.
Yikes.
So... One
What
thing
else we
besides
got?
DoorDash that I wanted to talk about too, because I like to stray away from sports. I want to get some other audiences out there too, because we're many things than just sports guys. But one thing I noticed since it's quarantine, everyone's home. They're getting their dad bods on. They're getting their mom dad bod.
Mom dad bods.
Mom dad bods.
Shout out to you moms out there.
Shout out to the moms out there too. But like everyone's in, they're ordering dinner. But when you eat, right, you don't eat just to eat, bro. You eat to watch something too, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody has comfort food, flips on a good show. But one thing I realized is you don't have cable. I don't have cable in my room in my house.
Yep.
Cable's kind of going, and we're in the age of the streaming wars. And there's so many streaming services out there, too many to the point where if you paid for all of them, I think you go broke. I truly believe that because there's Amazon Prime Video, there's Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, which Disney Plus actually owns Hulu because Disney owns Hulu, which is weird, but there's two separate things.
I don't even know.
ESPN Plus, all these other things out there.
Yep.
So, an interesting thing is, what streaming service do you use the most?
What I use the most, so I'm familiar with most of those. The one I use the most is definitely Netflix. I mean, the OG, I like to call it. I mean, Netflix is the my go-to.
What's your show on Netflix? What's your go-to?
Show that I've seen the most, probably The Office.
Really?
How I Met Your Mother when it was on there.
I watched that over and over.
Of course. But right now, or like my latest like big one that I'm telling people about, I put you onto it, is All American.
Oh.
Not Outer Banks. Outer Banks is good. Outer Banks is good. You know, I'm from down there and it's good, but like All American, phenomenal. I hope you liked it.
I enjoy it. I almost said Outer Banks again. I do that as a joke. I'm not really into Outer Banks that much. You're actually from where the Outer Banks takes place, which is really cool. So you can give perspective on it or things that I would never know because I would just assume that to be true. But no, All American is such a special show. What are your takeaways from the show and what do you like about it?
Dude, I love it. I love the storyline. I love a lot of the, actors and stuff like that. I mean,
Do you know the real NFL player it's taking after? His name is Spencer, but his last name is different. It's Spencer Haysinger. I think I'm saying that right. Anyone out there correct me. But apparently he won an NFL Lombardi Trophy with the Giants. I don't know what year.
Interesting.
Apparently he was a Giant. So.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. I think the soundtracks are great. The environment's great.
Dude,
seeing like how it takes place like with these rich kids and then like Crenshaw and like it's just cool. Like I think they did a good job. Never being there, I don't know, but like I think just from what I know is that they did a good job like depicting certain things and it's just good. I like it.
They do such a good job of portraying how it is. I wouldn't say it because I've never been to Crenshaw, but I feel like because gang culture is different everywhere, and I think the best example that you can give of West Coast gang culture more than anybody is Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah,
they shout him out in like season 2. At the first thing that you see is the mural that is painted on the wall of Nipsey Hussle. And Nipsey Hussle is a phenomenal artist. If anyone has never listened to him, I highly recommend him if you love rap. But with gang culture in Los Angeles or Crenshaw or wherever you're from, South Central LA, or I think it's the same area, I don't know. But basically, it's like you're in that life and there's no getting out. And they did that really well portraying that with Sean. Because they say a character in the show is Sean and his older brother was in it, then Sean's in it, and then it leads off into that. And Spencer's trying to get a better life for himself, the main character. But just to see the difference of environments and how it could be just down the road. And there's a certain scene that really got me because it really involves a profiling act from a police officer with Spencer and his friend in a Mustang. Do you remember that scene? It was like early. It was like season 1, episode 2. It was very early on. But to see that, like, that's some people's reality, and I think sometimes people forget that. So it makes you really aware of what's going on outside your little world. For me on Netflix, besides that, Office is definitely a good show.
Good man.
I think it's hilarious. I think when Steve Carell, that's his name, right? The guy who plays Michael. I think once he leaves, it starts to really, like, dip. But, like, I like the whole Jim and Pam story, man. I think it's relatable in the sense of everybody can relate and say that's somebody at their job and they say that's their character. You know what I mean?
Of course. Yeah, I mean, The Office is, everybody loves The Office. A lot of people love The Office. Either, like, you love it or you hate it. There's no, like, The Office is okay. Yeah. And I'm a huge Office fan. Seen it multiple times. But, All American's great. You should check it out. Most of you probably seen The Office, or at least heard The Office. All American's relatively new. about a football player in LA trying to make it big time.
Greenlit season 3 too, so there will be a season 3.
That's awesome. That's exciting
Did
stuff.
you catch that all the episodes were named after either Tupac songs or Nipsey Hussle songs?
No, I didn't.
Look at them. It's funny, yeah, because the first episode is called California Love, which is awesome.
I'll have to look at that.
Yep.
That's interesting. So, we've got some other news.
Sports news,
world news, whatever you want to call it. You might have heard there's a virus going on. You familiar with that? Yeah.
What's it called?
Called COVID-19 coronavirus.
No.
Yeah. So that's going on. It's kind of shut down. It's kind of shut down the world. I don't know. I think you're safe.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think.
How long has it been going on?
Too long.
Is that why I can't get anyone to come to my store?
That's right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is why people are wearing masks. Oh my God! I just had a revelation. I'm gonna put on my mask now.
Oh gosh, you're wearing a mask, oh boy.
No, man, it is a serious thing. It's just that it's been around for a while and it's taken a lot of. Unfortunately, a lot of people have passed away from it too. We can't acknowledge that. Of course. Fact. I try to make light of the situation. That's just how I am.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I mean, there's places opening up around the country.
I want a haircut again.
Things are happening. Yeah, I want a haircut too. Yeah, big time. Need it. And so there's things opening up. Things are happening. Sports are starting to come back. And they're easing into some things, and so I think the NBA practice facilities are opening up. The NHL, National Hockey League, has a plan in place for their Stanley Cup playoff, which is pretty interesting. So the Stanley Cup playoff normally features 16 teams, 8 from the 2 conferences, just like the NBA. But their plan and what they've are trying to implement, if they're able to come back for sure, is a 24-team playoffs. So 24 teams, 8 additional teams than what they normally have.
The whole league, right?
Yeah, basically the whole league, almost the whole league. And it's interesting to see how that will happen, how that'll work. I read something today. They said, and I agree with it, whoever wins the Stanley Cup this year is going to earn it because they're having, an additional couple of games and additional series and stuff like that. And so it'll be interesting to see how that pans out.
It'd be very interesting if the team that nobody expect came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I think that would be phenomenal.
And that can happen in the NHL. Hockey's a weird thing. Sometimes you'll see the 8 seed take a
it's a very low scoring game.
Of course.
Yeah. I've noticed. Because I'm not really a hockey fan for any of those, the only thing I know about hockey is from the movies Goon. That's all I know. That's all I know about hockey.
It's a good place to start.
Yeah.
That's a good place to start. But, that's an interesting thing going on. And then the NBA, obviously, they're kind of working on stuff. They're working on what's going to happen down the line and how they can come back. So we'll see what happens there. But another interesting basketball-related story is a related thing that's going on in the world is the basketball tournament. Have you ever heard of that?
No, you brought it to my attention earlier today before we started filming. I never heard of it.
Yeah, so it's called the basketball tournament, the TBT for short. And basically what it is 64 teams. It's been around 6-7 years. These 64 teams, they sign up kind of thing. You have to get approved by the TBT league office, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And it's just a tournament, single game elimination kind of thing. 64 teams go, and you compete for $2 million, winner take all. So second place doesn't get nothing. Winner take all, the winning team gets $2 million to split amongst the team. And a lot of the teams in it, and it's broadcasting on ESPN. It's been there for the last few years. It's going to be there this year. And a lot of teams featured in it are alumni teams of college. So the Best Virginia, I'm a West Virginia fan, West Virginia Mountaineers, so their team is known as Best Virginia in this tournament. And they're going to be, competing with a lot of the guys that I watched growing up. Some guys that I watched when I was 11 or 12 years old, and then a couple guys that I'm the same age as them who played a few years ago. And they're going to team up on one team to try and compete for $2 million. And it's, these guys are not in the NBA, but they're professional basketball players, most of them overseas, some of them in the G League. And, these are high-level basketball players going to compete out there. And so there's a lot of alumni teams, Syracuse, Ohio State, Marquette, you name it. There's a team called Team CP3, which I think CP3 sometimes comes to the games. Maybe he coaches, I'm not sure. But it's interesting.
Way to kiss butt there to CP3.
Yeah. I went to a couple of games last year in Virginia where Best Virginia was competing, and it was a lot of fun. So I highly recommend it. I highly recommend you check it out. I just saw today a couple interesting things. Nate Robinson just got signed to a team.
That's what's up.
That is what's up.
Was he the dunk champion of
year? He shouldn't have won.
Oh.
Iguodala should have won that one.
He was in that one?
Yes, they let... I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, I can see you upset already.
You want to hear about it?
Sure.
So they changed the rule after this year. Nate Robinson attempted one dunk. He He like ran in from half court, did something I don't even remember, but he tried it like 18 times.
Right. A lot.
And then they gave him a 50.
Okay.
Like, and now you're like limited by a clock. You're limited by like 2 or 3 attempts or whatever. And they like gave Nate a 50 for that, and he took 80 chances at it. Ridiculous. Iguodala should have won. Still upset because that's when Iggy was a Sixer. But Nate Robinson's in it. It's a great thing. You know, Fran Fraschilla, ESPN commentator, said that it's going to save basketball in America this year, coming this summer in July. And so what they're doing, actually, they just decided like yesterday, is that rather than spreading everything out, kind of like the NBA is trying to do, condense it into one location. So they're going to have 24 teams over a span of 10 days in one location during July. And winner take all, $2 million. And so, yeah, it's going to be cool.
As a basketball fan, I will give it a chance. I will give it a watch, see if I like it, see if I don't, and we'll see where it goes.
You should. And you could vote for Best Virginia.
Come on, I gotta see.
Syracuse? Syracuse is a great team. I already saw the roster. They're looking nice.
Okay.
Boeheim's Army. You got Carmen's Crew, which is Ohio State, coached by Evan Turner and Jared Sullinger.
All right, so here's where I'm gonna take it. You want Best Virginia to win. I get that from you, Virginia. But without letting that bias come through, do you think they could win it?
They can. They're up there. So they ran into a team last year that was like a 4-time defending champ named Overseas Elite, featuring guys from overseas.
Right.
And you know, just a lot of good talent on that team. One of them just like got some sort of contract with the Warriors recently. So
really?
They're elite players over there, hence the name. And we ran into them in like the second round, lost to them by like 10 maybe. We had a chance, and we got a better team this year.
Okay.
Better roster. I think they can win it.
Okay.
I think they can.
That sounds good. So you brought up the Iguodala. He was a Sixer.
Yeah.
You know, some people know him as a Grizzly, a Warrior, but mainly
a Grizzly where he wouldn't show up for practice.
Where's he now? Actually, I think he's in Miami, right?
Yeah.
So
Finally.
as a Sixer, I need to know, what is your dream Sixer lineup? If you could pick from all the Sixers of all time and put them together as a team, what would you form? Because you got many Sixers to pick from. In Wilt, Barkley.
You're making me nervous.
You know.
Okay, so question.
Yes.
Is this my dream, or is this what I think is the all-time Sixers starting 5?
No, this is specific to you. It doesn't.
My dream, whatever I want to see.
Yeah, whatever you.
So like, you can't say, "Oh, that's not the best team." It's whatever I want.
It's something it's your opinion. It's specific to you. So anyone out there, do that in your comment section too. We want to see what it is. We'll like and comment and see it, and go back and forth with you in the comment section as well. Right. We got free time, so we'll gladly do it.
Yeah, so I'll give it to you. My dream starting 5 Sixers would be Ben Simmons at the 1. Ben Simmons is by far my favorite player in the NBA right now.
All right.
Love him, the Aussie. And then number 2, obviously, don't worry, I'm still gonna put him in there, even though he's not the 1, because he played some 2 in his career. Allen Iverson.
Okay.
He's the reason I'm a Sixers fan. I remember going to games when I was a young kid, watching him beat LeBron in Cleveland a couple times.
You went to Cleveland?
Yeah.
And you saw that?
Yeah. So
how am I just now hearing about the story for the first time?
So my dad took me, saw AI, dropped like 30-something on LeBron. Not on LeBron, but on the Cavs, back in the day. And then I saw him play like the Bulls in Philly one time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was good. I love AI. So, and then the other AI would be my 3. Andre Iguodala would be my 3. I mean, not like Iguodala right now, but Iguodala prime Sixers with the hops, with the bunnies, should have won the dunk contest. I would take him at my 3.
I like
elite
Iguodala.
defender.
I think he's a good defender.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd go him at the 3. And then 4 and 5 it gets a little tough, because my dream, obviously, one of my other favorite players in the NBA right now is Embiid. Mm-hmm. And so he's got to be in there for me. And then I don't know. My 5. So I'm going to put Embiid at the 4. I think he can, obviously we're bigger, but Embiid can handle it. So I'm going to put Embiid at the 4 and Wilt at the 5.
That's understandable.
I put Wilt at the 5. I think it will work. I mean, again, this is a dream.
You're right.
I don't really care if you think it works, but this is my dream.
No, it's understandable. It's what you want to see.
Exactly.
I mean, for me as a Laker fan, it's hard because you have so many people to pick from. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So how about the Lakers? How about you?
The Lakers? For my personal team, Magic at 1.
Of course.
No question.
Of course.
Kobe at 2. I want to keep him there.
Pause.
Yeah, what?
West Virginia alumni.
Okay.
The logo.
Jerry
West. 6 man at least? Please?
You want him to actually play?
Dude.
No, this man's like 80 years old. How old?
82 today.
82 today. It was his birthday today?
Jerry West turned 82 today.
Are you Googling this right now?
What's today's day? I saw it on like West Virginia Basketball Twitter. The 28th of May.
Wow, I did not know
82 years old.
He would disintegrate. I like Jerry West. Don't get me wrong.
You don't sound like it. He's the logo, bro.
He's the logo. He's an all-time greatest Laker. But at the end of the day, he was shooting threes back when they were twos. So that's why for me, Magic's running point. At the 3, I'm gonna pick James Worthy for size. No, never mind. I'm taking LeBron. I don't know why I even said that.
LeBron?
Yes, LeBron. So serious. Because I didn't get to really witness James Worthy with the goggles, but I have witnessed LeBron as a Laker. He would be a good facilitator.
Barely, yeah. In a year they didn't make the playoffs, you witnessed LeBron as a Laker.
He had a groin injury. He had a very severe groin.
And they're good this year, but the season got canceled, so...
Yeah, well, we'll see with the finals on how that works out, hopefully.
We'll see.
So I'll have him there. And it's weird because they kind of contradict each other with 2 passers, but it's better to spread the love than anything. At 4, I'm going to take Shaquille O'Neal, just because I want him to up and down the court, defend, and grab boards more than anything.
Get the inhaler ready.
That's prime Shaq. Prime Shaq could run. I seen that.
Magic Shaq could run.
Yeah. With Kobe, LeBron, and Magic pushing the floor, that's all you need. Let's be real.
You're right.
And at the 5, I'm taking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
You better. I was going to slap you.
There's no other person really, like, when you want me to take George Mikan?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think that's solid.
Yeah, man.
It's interesting.
I think both of if our teams were to go, we should do that.
Play it on 2K.
Let
let you guys know the results.
Yeah, let you guys know what the outcome is. It's just me going to hit Troy with skyhooks. That's basically what it's going to be. But one thing you brought to my attention, especially because we tend to go off of a little script here, guys. I don't know if you guys know this. It goes into the creative process for when we do these shows. But basically, one thing Troy brought to my attention would be the reseeding that the NBA is considering. Now, this is not actually how the playoffs are going to go for the people who aren't sports fans. This is a hypothetical that the National Basketball Association is thinking about configuring the format for the next upcoming years to come for playoffs. Yeah. How do you feel about it?
Well, so this is for potentially this year.
Oh, this is for this year?
Yeah.
Okay, I did not know that.
So, and I don't get it. I don't love it. But what it is the same 16 teams, so East, West, but just kind of mixed into one based on their record. Okay. So, like, the 1 seed in this scenario would be the Bucks. Mm-hmm. The 2 seed in this scenario would be the Lakers. So even though they're not in the same conference, they would still be the number 1 and number 2 overall seeds. And so, and I don't get it. And obviously we talked about it a little bit last week. If the NBA were to return at the end of July, this is a possible way to do it in one location. So I think they're looking at Disney World and, going to shut stuff down there and, just have the NBA playoffs going on during this time. And so I think, personally, I don't see why. I think it would create some interesting games, interesting matchups, and stuff like that. But I would much rather keep it East-West, still same location, everything like that, but just let them run it. And I'll tell you why I like that in a second, but I want to hear your thoughts.
My thoughts on it is I genuinely like it. Mm-hmm. I was a little hesitant on it in the beginning, but the more I had time to think about it, from an athlete's standpoint, if you can make it through a seeding like this, because it's obviously not going to be playing the crappiest teams in the conference and letting some teams skate by. It's really the best of the league playing each other. It's a more harder fought path, and you can't use the excuse of, it's a different generation. No, but you're still going up against the best athletes in that generation at all times, no matter what, because I remember there was some snoozer fest with the Eastern Conference for many years when it came to the first round.
Exactly.
And it was very unentertaining. You knew who was going to win, and it just made the game lackluster, what I mean? But with this now, it definitely keeps people engaged, because one thing, even though they're like above average teams that stick out to me on this format, is the Heat versus Thunder, because they're both good teams in their own right, but they're not, one's better than the other or one has an edge over the other. So it's really going to be a 7-game series, and you could really see where that can go. But me personally, I would love the Heat to win because I'm not a Thunder fan personally. But yeah, I think it would be more interesting in that aspect. And of course, change can sometimes be good. If you keep things the same way for a long time, it can make things very unentertaining. And I think we've noticed that for the past couple of years with our league.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. The reason I am not a fan of it is because I'm a fan of the Sixers. And the way this is set up, the way the playoff standings would be right now, according to this, would not be very favorable matchups for my team. That's why I'm not a fan. So let me read this to you. So the Sixers in the first round, they would play against the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's a winnable series, of course. Hard-fought battles and a rival.
For right now, when Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, if they develop better and Brad Stevens becomes a better coach, I think it would be a 7-game series every year after that point.
I think it can be. I mean, they beat us in the playoffs a couple of years ago, and it would be a good series, but it gets worse. All right, so if the Sixers were to go to the finals and win the finals, these are the teams they'd have to beat.
Okay.
They'd go through the Celtics. They would then have a matchup, again, an interconference matchup, or whatever you want to say, with a Western Conference team in the Clippers.
Right, and that's a pretty good
Tough
stacked team.
Right?
So that's what I mean is it would make it more interesting of seeing matchups that you would have never seen if their conference is still around.
Yeah.
I mean, conferences, I don't know if you know this or if somebody correct me if I'm wrong, because I watch things and I don't fact check them as much as I should. I still fact check, just not much as I should do. But apparently back in the day when there wasn't great transportation, the reason they had that was to understand scheduling better and understanding what time zones people were in, whether it be an Eastern time zone or a Western time zone. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense back then, but obviously right now it's outdated and we need something better.
Yeah, that makes sense, of course.
But again, it just goes back to you may have a harder fought battle, but in the long run, I think it'll really help out that player's legacy that's playing for your franchise to say that he's the best and deserves the statue for that franchise.
Hey, I want to win an NBA Finals the easiest way I can get it. That's all I'm saying. So they'd go...
Not for me.
Listen to this. Celtics, Clippers, tough teams. Bucks.
Even tougher team.
In the conference finals. And then the Lakers in the finals, potentially. If it's based on the higher seed winning kind of thing.
Right.
That's a gauntlet if we're going to win the finals. And again, like, we've underperformed this year to a lot of standards, but, like, if we can get everybody healthy and we come back,
so for the Sixers to get that record, what are you guys, 15?
We're the 6th right now.
We're
tied with the Pacers for 5 technically right now.
So what number is that win to ratio wise for you guys to be placed there? Do you know?
We're like 13 over 500, I think.
13 over 500.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are pretty above average.
Yeah, I mean, we are, but underperforming for what we thought.
Okay, true.
Coming in,
you guys lost some key pieces though in Philly though, right?
Yeah, we lost Jimmy. We got Jay Rich in place of JJ Redick.
Mm-hmm.
We got Tobias back on a max contract rather than Jimmy, and we got Al Horford, who's underperformed. So yeah, we lost 2 starters. We gained 2 starters in those 2, Horford and Josh Richardson. And so it's going to be an interesting thing. I mean, I think those 4 matchups, if again this is if the NBA were to go to this, it would be tough for Philly. And again, we'll see. I just want basketball to be back.
True. Now with this format, because I'm not the smartest, what would the Lakers lineup be to get to the finals?
So the Lakers, based on
because I see the Nets the first round, that's a gimme because you put it out on here.
Yep. So based on the seeds,
right?
The Lakers would be the number 2 overall seed. So they play the 15 in the Nets.
Okay.
They would then play the winner of the Jazz Rockets series. So for this scenario, we'll say the Jazz because they're the 7th seed.
Okay.
All right, and then they would play. Let's see. They would play the Raptors.
Raptors. Really?
So they would play the Raptors as a 3 seed, and then they would meet potentially the Bucks.
It's funny because I feel like we have a easier lineup just a little bit than you.
Yeah, exactly. The Sixers have a gauntlet, bro. I'm telling you, like this is the least favorable thing for the Sixers. I don't know about everybody else, but it sucks, and that would be hard. So yeah, you potentially meet the Bucks in the finals still.
Right.
The only thing that you guys would have that would be kind of off of that, because the first 2 matchups are your first one, never mind, is the Nets.
Right.
Eastern Conference. You play 2 Eastern Conference teams.
I think we could take the Nets in 6.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, for sure. You play 2 Eastern Conference in the Nets and the Raptors ahead of the finals with the Bucks.
Okay.
So
that would
be interesting.
Again, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd rather have it be interesting than be like, well, the Warriors are going to win this year. You know what I mean? Because everybody said that when KD went, and look what happened.
Yeah.
They won.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
So there's a lot of talk even in response to this, in response to the NBA coming back or not coming back. I want to get your thoughts on it. So a lot of people say that the NBA returns, the Lakers win the championship, the Bucks win the championship. Big deal. We have a parade on Zoom, like whatever they're going to do. And,
that's true, the parade. I didn't even think about that.
You know what I mean? And so a lot of response has been, who cares? This is going to be a tainted season. What do you think?
I think it is going to be a tainted season long run. I think we'll just be happy that we won't even think about it in the moment of sports just coming back because we need something to keep us entertained. But long term, I could see it's not really about us, the commentators watching it now. It's more so the people who can take that into consideration as they debate about it for future events and where they rank players, because that's what I was saying in the last episode is I think this season really hurts LeBron James more than anybody because he really is the Teflon athlete of our time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He really is the most freak of nature, physical gift of a specimen that we've ever freaking seen.
Yeah.
Because he's got perfect height, size, weight, and he like what was it? He spent $2.5 million on his health.
Yeah, every year or something crazy. Yeah,
every year to stay in top physical shape, and he's like 35, 34. We still haven't
35 or 36. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like for him to be the GOAT and to be consistently in GOAT of this generation. I'm not trying to start that debate again. For this generation, that says a lot. But again, the future analysts and the future people who will debate the topic of GOATness will have to take this into consideration. Mm-hmm. There's no skipping over it. Yeah. And you know what? I'm fine with him winning this year, but that means he's got to win 2 more because I feel like future analysts are going to say one should be revoked. I can see it now because that's something I would say.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think they're, to me, people are going to talk. People are going to say, oh, it shouldn't count, or oh, it is flawed. Oh, it's not as big as a normal year championship.
Right.
To me, they can say what they want, and it is just as valuable to me. Like, if the Sixers go and win a championship, I can bet you that I'm going to celebrate just as much as I would have if they would have won this in a more normal season. And so, to me, doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm going to treat it just like a normal thing.
I'm going to treat it too. I'm just saying how future analysts will view it. And you said something interesting about people are always going to say something. That is very true, especially because with LeBron has picked up more criticism for being a player. It's like Skip Bayless is always on him on ESPN for no apparent reason. It's like Skip Bayless once 1 minute played, 99 points scored, 37 rebounds, and 45 assists. Not possible, just saying that right off the bat. But with the information age and always being constantly connected to our phones and the internet now, LeBron James was the first GOAT to have internet for his generation. Mm-hmm. So now we're going to see how the next generation handles it more with the criticism because, I think LeBron James has received more criticism for not being clutch, even though he has proven to be clutch.
Yeah.
Not saying he's been there where it counts because he lost against the Mavericks in 2011. And, you know what I mean? So, I mean, it's very interesting with allowing criticism to allow that affect somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, on that note, what are we at looking time-wise?
So, we are pushing 38 minutes right now.
38 minutes? I think that's a perfect spot. It's a good length of a TV show. I think we should wrap this up.
That's right.
How do you feel?
We got nothing else for today, whatever you're watching.
Yeah. And, let them know what day it is because we do upload this on different days.
So we're uploading, or we're filming.
We're filming Thursday, May 28th, and it's 9:30 at night.
9:30 at night. So we'll get this up as soon as we can. Thanks so much for tuning in. And, it means a lot, like we said earlier. We would love
to all you baseliners out there, those are your names now.
That's right.
I want to be a FaceTimer. No, you're a baseliner.
Baseliners. Those are our subscribers, and we're happy about it. But that's a wrap.
Yeah, that's definitely a wrap. Again, thank you to all you guys. And again, we're just content creators. We just want to give you the best thing that we can entertain you, especially with nothing really being on. Tons of reruns. I'm rewatching The Office again. And How I Met Your Mother. So basically, if we could provide some entertainment or some joy or open up a discussion that you want to have with your own group of friends, that's phenomenal.
That's right.
That's one thing that we could take pride in, especially. And we just want to say thank you for those who left a like because we had 75 views on the last video, 6 likes. That means the world to us again. Thank you guys.
It's a big deal. Thank you.
Thank you, baseliners.
We'll see you next time.